What do you think?
I think we're dead meat. Real dead meat.
You're dead meat! Go ahead and laugh, you guys. If I ever find a little bastards that did this, they're dead meat.
Welcome to the Dead Meat Podcast, your horror safe haven. I'm Chelsea.
And I'm James, and we're married, and we like to get scared together.
Do you have your ring on?
I do.
Hey!
Hey! I filmed a kill count earlier today, and nowadays I put wedding ring at the top of the teleprompter file. That's also why I look how I do.
I was going to say it was the mustache that gave you the power.
Yeah.
Of memory.
Filmed the X kill count this morning, and I'm done filming it, but I'm still afraid that, like, I got to do a pickup or fix something. And so I went full 70s for it, and this is how I look now.
I was going to do Esther style pigtails with ribbons, but I couldn't find any clothes I had that work for her, so I just kind of gave up, but we would have looked extra pervy this week.
Yeah. Oh no. I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah.
You and pigtails me with a stash.
That opening shot would have been too overwhelming, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're talking about Orphan First Kill.
Orphan First Kill. You guys have been begging for it. It just has been like personal life shit.
I was in Michigan when it came out.
Guys, it was killing us. All we've wanted is to watch.
Because we love Orphan in this house.
Yes.
We watched it about a month ago before I did the kill count on it. Maybe a little bit before that. And that was your first time seeing it.
It was one of those things where I can't remember if I had seen it or not, because that would have been right around the time where I was going to the movies, like almost, I think, like every other day.
2009?
Oh, you know what? No, because I would have been in college. Yeah. So I might have, you know what?
I don't think you saw it.
Maybe I just absorbed it.
Yeah, you knew the twist.
Osmosis.
And then I had seen it once around when it came out, but we just laid there in bed and watched it late one night, and it was a fucking blast.
I was expecting to, okay, I'll put this on and I might nod off, whatever. No, I was so into it the whole time.
It's like over 2 hours, I think.
It's
just over 2 hours, and it's fucking great.
It's fine. it's campy. It's extremely campy. Isabelle Fuhrman, we need to get her an honorary Oscar. We got to get this one nominated for Oscar cheer moment.
Oh, yeah.
If they're still doing that bullshit.
That's right. It'll be Flash doing the Flash Zone or whatever, and then fucking Esther, I don't know, walking through a burning building without nary a bead of sweat.
Mm-hmm. Or Julia Stiles in some choice moments.
Oh, man. Yeah. This movie is out on streaming and theaters. It was a day and date release.
I've heard that this is a really fun one in theaters, so I'm bummed we couldn't do that.
Yeah, we just didn't have the time to make it to a theater, so we watched it at home.
It's also really hard to take notes for the podcast in a theater.
That's true.
My notes just end up illegible, and I don't know, I just don't love doing it.
Orphan First Kill, prequel to 2009's Orphan, which starred a 12-year-old Isabelle Fuhrman as a 9-year-old. This is a prequel. And
dude, they make it work, honestly.
13 years later.
And that kind of adds to how goofy it is. Granted, I think they do a good job making her. I'm sure if I took video from both movies and put them side by side, I'd be like, okay, clearly
she is an adult woman.
You kind of forget after a while.
Some scenes you forget, some scenes you don't. Doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter.
This movie's so fucking dumb and awesome. It's, we're watching it, first half of it, we're like, it's fine.
It's good, but everyone is really amped about this thing.
Yeah.
So
it's like, it's great to have Esther back, but I guess, and then they fucking did it again, dude.
They go some places that are just truly special.
Because that first movie, one of the greatest twists ever. Yeah. Turns out that fucking 9-year-old is a 33-year-old woman.
With a gland disorder, I think.
Still played by a 12-year-old who convinces you that she is actually... She's so many people...
really good.
While we watched it, you were like, I thought this was an actress who had a thing. And so many people left comments being like, I didn't realize that actress was 12 years old.
Yeah, I literally, this whole time, ever since 2009, this movie comes out, until like a month ago, us watching it in bed, I was so sure that the actress in that first movie actually was just an older woman who looks really young.
Yep. Nope, it was a 12-year-old playing beautifully an adult.
Yeah, playing
Ridiculous.
a kid.
Yeah.
She's a kid playing an adult playing a kid.
Yep. And now she's an adult playing an older adult still, because she's only like 22 in this, playing a 30-year-old playing a kid.
Right.
Yeah.
It's amazing. She's so good in both of these.
Yeah, she slips right back into the character. Esther's an all-timer. Esther's
love Esther.
fucking great. Like, Hall of Fame horror person.
Yeah.
And what's great about First Kill is, so it's a fucking prequel. It takes place before the other one. And I know a lot of people are like, what's the point of this? We already know the twist. You know the twist from the first movie.
Yeah.
And this movie knows you know that twist. So it's not trying to trick you that way. But there's another twist.
There's another twist, you guys. James and I stopped the movie and rewound it because we were cheering like we were at a fucking football game. I don't know. It was just so good.
Yeah.
I guess that was the one bonus of watching it at home is we could stop and gather our shit and rewind it and keep taking notes.
Yeah. So definitely watch this if you haven't, if you were on the fence about it. If you like the first one at all, this one leans even more into camp. This one's just like, it's by the guy who made The fucking Boy and Stay Alive, all you people who love Stay Alive.
No, he did The Boy too.
He did both, hon.
Did he do both?
He directed both, and he directed and
right.
wrote
Yeah,
Stay
he
Alive.
did Stay Alive too.
Yeah. So we didn't like Stay Alive. A bunch of you did. We do like The Boy because it's also ridiculous.
I think he has really, as much as I shit all over Stay Alive, I think William Brent Bell has really found his footing in such a specific style that I think it's one of those things, like when we talked about Malignant, for example, Malignant is so fun because it nails the very difficult to nail, like, it's not a bad movie, but it's not a what we would, label a classically good movie, but it's good because it's in this weird little territory that just has this perfect balance. You know what I mean? Like when you're trying to make, so many people try too hard to make something either campy or so bad it's good, and it makes it not good because it loses that earnestness, I think.
Yeah.
This just has the same kind of understanding of what makes something like Malignant work, where it just really hits that very difficult to hit equilibrium, and I love it. I think it's really impressive. I think he's an impressive filmmaker for like that specific niche, and I hope he doesn't stop making
for that
movies.
tone. Yeah. The movie kind of looks like shit.
It doesn't look great.
No, it's very hazy.
I'm
it looks like someone.
Was it our version?
No. Everyone's saying online, even people who saw it in theaters, it's just as hazy as it seemed.
It looks like when your phone tells you to wipe your camera because you have dirty fingers.
Yeah, it looks like they were filming on a set that needed a smoke machine on, and they didn't let the room clear out enough.
Yeah, or it was really sweaty, and all the cameras got gunked up. And
it looks like the film crew were a bunch of vapors, and they were like, "No, it's fine. It's not like smoking. We can vape on set. It's fine. It's not. You're not gonna pick it up."
Yeah.
But then you do pick it up.
Yeah.
It's weird and hazy. It almost looks low res. Like it looks like a video sent through Android texting.
Part of me is wondering if
I say that as an Android user.
Yeah, right. Part of me is wondering if they established that specific style as a method to further disguise the actress's age.
Maybe.
Soap opera style, the Vaseline on the lens kind of thing. And I wonder if they just thought it would be weird if we did that in just shots of her. So if we made this whole movie kind of hazy.
Maybe.
I don't know.
It Whatever.
Looks kind of weird.
Yeah, we definitely were like, is our bandwidth getting choked or something? I almost texted Gresso and was like, you downloading something?
Yeah. It's not just you if your movie looks kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite problem where I feel like everything now, all the black values just get really crushed and everything looks too dark. But this is like the opposite of that, where everything
it's kind of dark, but it's like dim.
Yeah. When you start a video game and it's a scary one, so they're like, adjust this slider until you see this. They went like all the way up.
Yeah, they were too afraid.
They were
the jump
too
scares.
scared. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And the way they have Isabelle Fuhrman looking like she's supposed to because again, this takes place before the movie she filmed 11 years ago or whatever, is they don't use any CG, which is great.
It's all Hobbit magic.
It's all Hobbit magic. She's been sharing so many photos on her Instagram.
So great.
Her co-stars in giant shoes.
That's my favorite. I'll put the picture here. It's a picture of her with her movie family, and all the family has these giant, like, Herman Munster fucking platforms. One of them has, like, fringe on them because clearly someone just raided their closet, I think, or they just got maybe some secondhand platforms that were cheaper. So they all have this weird variety of platform styles going on, and I love it.
It's a lot of shots where it'll cut to a long shot from behind her where it's clearly a child actor, and then cut to Isabelle Fuhrman, and for the medium frontal shot, it's so dumb. And some people are like, it took me out of it. Dude, it's an orphan movie. Man. Fuck it.
Yeah.
We got some wild shit going on in this movie.
The only
she befriends a rat.
She does make a little rat friend, which is nice. The only thing that kind of threw me off de-aging wise, and maybe this is just as a cosplayer, I noticed this immediately. She has these contact lenses in.
Oh, you did notice this.
That make your irises bigger. If you cosplay at all, like I've worn them before when I've cosplayed like a Disney princess. Like for Ariel, I had these blue contact lenses where the color doesn't stop at the natural edge of where the color on your real eyes stops. It goes a little farther, so it gives you less white in your eyes, and it makes you look more like anime cosplayers will use these a lot too, because it makes your eyes look bigger and therefore more, but you can see them. Like I just kept noticing them and it was bothering me.
Yeah.
That's a nitpicky thing, but also kind of a neat detail that they thought of that. Yeah,
I like that they decided not to do any CG and they just were like, whatever.
So there was no CG confirmed.
As far as de-aging her, they have said repeatedly that they didn't use any
Irishman.
CG. Irishman is more distracting than Esther.
Yeah, it is. The Irishman's a good enough movie for me to like overlook that, but yet there's something a little ghoulish about it for sure.
Oh man,
should we just get started?
Sure, watch it.
Go watch it. You also, do you need to have seen the first one? Not really. There's some things where it's, if you're a real Orphan head, you're like, oh, that thing from the first one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just little nods to the events that will eventually happen. But I don't think you.
But also go watch that first one.
Yeah.
It's better.
The first one?
Yeah. Oh.
They're both. I don't know. I don't know if I could say which one's better.
Oh, I think the first one's for sure better.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just my crush on Vera Farmiga.
I know, I do. But Julia Stiles, too.
Julia Stiles is great. But
she's gorgeous in this.
Yeah. Vera Farmiga.
I know. Esther's picking out all the hot moms.
Yeah. And you said that the dad in this one's hotter than Sarsgaard.
1,000%. But also because he's a less pathetic man. He's still kind of sad.
He's sad.
But in a different way.
He's a Sutherland. We had a Sarsgaard and now a Sutherland.
Yeah,
I guess Sarsgaard's not a dynasty.
No, you're thinking of Skarsgård.
I know, but no, this is the lesser known son of Donald Sutherland.
Yeah, I didn't.
Half brother to Kiefer. All right, Orphan first kill.
Orphan for Dark Castle Productions. Fuck yeah, Dark Castle.
Good
I get
sign.
so amped whenever I see that stupid logo. It looks like a Universal Monsters postage stamp. I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah. We're in Estonia in 2007, 2 years before the first movie.
I'm replaying Disco Elysium right now, so I just yelled, Disco Elysium Land!
She did say that. It is also a real country.
It is also a real country, yes.
The Baltics.
We're at the Sarn Institute.
Yep, same place Vera calls up in the first one when she finds out the twist.
Yeah, so we know some shit's gonna go down because if you've seen Orphan, this is where Esther was like put in a straitjacket and stuff.
That's why she got her scars on her wrists and neck from thrashing around. She already has them. This is post scars. So she's doing the ribbons again to hide them.
Yeah.
This like art therapist character is introduced, and she's basically the podcasters from Halloween 2018.
Yeah,
she's just there to kind of like introduce the story, and then she gets killed.
She's there as the way that Esther essentially escapes and gets
she's
out
the
into the
escape
wider
route.
world. Yeah.
She also looks like that podcaster mixed with, you called it, Rebecca Hall.
Yeah. Did we
kinda-
look up who that was?
She's not in really anything else. She's pretty scarce filmography.
Yeah.
So sparse filmography. Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah.
Whatever. I'm happy if I'm in this movie.
Oh, fuck yeah, that role? Yeah. That's
Yeah.
great. You get to be on screen for like a good 7 to 10 minutes, then you get murdered by a little girl.
Yeah, you get murdered by a famous horror villain at this point.
Yeah. Was Esther in our Survivor episode?
No, but she should be.
She absolutely
the
will
next
be.
time we do it, we'll have Esther.
That's got to come up soon because we said we wanted to do one for every Survivor season, and that's in September.
Oh shit!
We can
I
do
forgot those are twice a year.
It's twice a year. That's what makes it so fucking good. And that's why
Okay,
2020
we'll do another
sucked.
one. If people
that's
want-
the biggest reason 2020 sucked was the lack of 2 Survivor seasons.
The biggest reason. All right, so as soon as this art therapy instructor shows up, the whole place goes on lockdown, and they're all panicking because this patient named Lena is out of her room, and they're like, okay, we're gonna go find this patient who is super murdery and really dangerous. Don't worry, you're gonna be fine, but we're gonna lock you in this room for your own safety. Please do not leave or else you will get murdered. And they put her in this classroom, and there's a child in here, and we realize it's Esther.
Lena.
Lena, yes.
Still Lena.
Is Lena her real name, I'm assuming?
Lena Clammer. Is that it? Clammer. Lena Clammer.
Lena Clammer.
That's, that was revealed in the first movie.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Okay. But yeah, so Esther's in here, and she draws a very quick drawing of this art teacher.
Oh, yeah, she's
by
a
the
quick
way.
draw.
She is, yeah. She's already really good artist, which is
So she
kinda
can already
neat.
draw. She can already play piano. She watches Shirley Temple, I guess, for inspiration.
For studying. Yeah, she studies Shirley Temple. So the staff realizes she's in there. They come and get her. And this is when there's like another patient that Lena / Esther basically
trains.
Yeah, she has her trained with candy,
Mm-hmm.
and this patient will kind of like, go. I don't want to say go. I feel like saying go crazy seems a little insensitive for the context and setting, but you know what I mean. She basically can use her as like a trained soldier, pretty much.
Yeah.
They escort her away, and this is when the staff explains to this art teacher, so that's a grown-ass woman, and her name's Lena, and she has a gland disorder.
They imply that she's already killed.
She's already killed,
immediately rendering this subtitle useless.
I don't know why it's called first kill.
It's the stupidest, because she's also about to kill someone in like 2 minutes, and when she kills him, I'm like, is that first kill?
I saw some people complaining that this movie wasn't more of an origin, and you see her, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. No one wants
I
that.
don't need that. I want to see her on a rampage, and that's what we get.
I'm like, I don't need to
The
know.
subtitle's dumb.
It's a bad title, but also I don't need to see. I just assume she's always been like this. She's the stock type character of just evil kid
Yeah.
grown up into an evil person who is just forever an evil kid, kind of. Like, I
but-
don't need to know how she became that. She was just born like that.
They do say that 2 years ago she infiltrated a family, and then again imply that she killed them.
Yeah.
Which is why she's here. Maybe another prequel with that.
Oh, it'd be so great to just keep doing prequels until she actually is 9 years old and you've reached this weird,
But she's like 40. The actress is.
She just does Benjamin Button.
Do you think we'll get a third movie?
Yes, because didn't this do okay?
It's hard. I don't know how it did box office wise. It's always hard with the day and date releases. That's why Halloween ends. What the fuck? But I think it's gotten good reviews. It has like a 70 something on Rotten Tomatoes.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think we'll get a third one.
I think they're gonna want to do one quick too, so that she can still do it.
Yeah. And whether that means another prequel or whether that means the first shot is her climbing out of that ice at the end of the first one, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't care.
You can retcon that kill. I don't care.
Yeah.
Make my kill count wrong. Do it. I give you permission.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets free because of a guard.
Yeah, Dimitri,
who's definitely like probably a pedophile and is interested in
weird thing.
He seems sexually interested in her. Probably as like one of those like anime loopholes.
I was gonna say,
you know?
it's the same logic as like, actually, I know this character looks like a child, but she's actually a 1,000-year-old woman, therefore it's fine.
Yeah, I think that's Dimitri's
it's the
thought
same
process
logic
here.
It's weird, but
Yeah.
she is an adult. But it's weird.
What's great about this movie is that she is an adult actress as well.
Yeah.
Because that first movie has the scene with the dad.
Yes.
And
it's
I just
so uncomfortable.
I just hope that there was a real good intimacy coordinator, because that is actually a 12-year-old like
trying to seduce a grown man.
kissing his neck. It's
It's
fucking weird.
It's weird.
It's so fucking weird. This one has the benefit of like, cool. Everything's all good.
She's 25 now, I think, 26.
No, I think now she's 24, but I think they filmed this a couple of years ago, so she was like 22. But she's in her 20s.
But the thing that I love though is now that you have this adult, like actual adult playing this character, you can do so much with the creepiness that is real of men being attracted to women that they view as, oh, they're young, and
They don't really do that though, besides Dimitri.
No, I mean like real world, like the real life.
Yeah, but you said you can do.
Yeah, I'm like if they do like a sequel or something,
okay.
you can continue to explore, like you can set up such characters where you were just so excited for her to murder the shit out of them, kind of. And you can put that actress in scenarios that would not be appropriate otherwise if it is like a child playing this character.
Yeah.
I just think that there's fun stuff to explore there that could feel cathartic in the ways that we love horror movies to feel, where there's reasons sometimes we want to root for the bad guy. I think she's a perfect character to do that with. Kind of like a Dr. Sleep. I forget the character's name, where she is at the movie theater and she basically
Andy?
she does
Snake
like
Bite Andy?
To Catch a Predator with that
Yeah.
guy. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think could be fun.
Yeah, she murders Dimitri, just bashing his head? Is that what she does?
Yeah, she kind of knocks his head against the wall after he gets her address. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the ribbons, yeah.
Yep.
Steals his badge.
Dude, come on, dude. That as soon as that guy showed up, we just were saying the last rites, like R.I.P. man.
Her escape is done in a fun long oneer. I always love good oneers.
Yeah.
It'd be great if it wasn't so hazy, but it's following her down the hallways, and she's like dodging out of gurneys and gets onto an elevator and gets out, and there's that other inmate that she's kind of like...
Yeah, she gets that other patient to kill this guard by offering her candy. Mm-hmm. So, yep, she walks right out of that fucking building, and Anna, the art therapist, sees her in the parking lot.
Great jump scare with the windshield wiper.
Yeah. Gets out of the car, and she's nowhere to be found. So we instantly know, okay, so she just climbed into your car.
Yeah.
She does, it was the right thing to do to get out and be like, hey, I saw your patient, the one from earlier that you said was extremely dangerous. She's in the parking lot and she escaped, so you might want to take care of that.
But
Anna quits right on the spot too. She just goes, yeah, I think this job's not for me.
Yeah. Doesn't bother checking her trunk though, because she drives home, and wouldn't you know it, Esther's in that
There's
trunk.
Esther.
Lena's in that trunk.
Esther in the trunk. R.I.P. Anna. And that's when she basically takes over Anna's apartment, gets on Anna's computer, and uses a search engine called Klofsk.
Yeah. Ask Klaus.
Ask Klofsk. So she does a Klofsk for missing children.
Just Klofsk it.
She just Klofsk it. She Klofsk it for a missing... Like, she looks at missing girls, and she finds a missing girl that looks a lot like her. She even compares herself in a mirror.
And named Esther.
Oh, yep, and that's where she gets the name Esther. So now she's officially
This is after she bloodily plays the piano,
Mm-hmm.
getting blood all over Anna's piano. She has to re-kill Anna because she's not quite dead yet.
Yeah, she says, oh, Anna, it usually takes only one, and then just smashes her over the head.
Yeah, she's still rocking this Estonian
The accent is
accent.
outrageous, and I love it. Yeah.
Also, I like the shot of Anna driving home, because we get a shot of the city, and I'm wondering if that was filmed in what I can only assume is Tallinn. Sorry, Estonians, if you have more than one notable city, but I know that's your capital.
Yeah, I don't know where they filmed this movie.
But I'm like, did we just get a peek at like a city you don't normally see in movies? That'd be cool.
Let me see. Orphan, first, kill, filming.
Talon.
Location.
Talon. What? You're saying Budapest?
Budapest?
That's a good guess.
Oh, that was your guess?
That's my guess.
Okay. Romania is also always up there.
Winnipeg.
Canada's
Exclusively filmed in Winnipeg. The Estonia of Canada. All right. Well, it takes place mostly in Connecticut, actually, because that's when we get our little title card. It's Darien, Connecticut. This is after the police find Esther in a park on a swing set.
Posing as a child.
Yeah.
She's now adopted that persona.
Yeah, so the police department in Estonia takes her in, and
But
it's Russia, actually.
yeah,
I don't
when
know how
Julia
she
Stiles gets called and they're like, your missing child has been found, it's in Russia.
Yeah, they bring her to Moscow. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
Worth noting, the first movie also takes place in Connecticut, although also not filmed there, filmed in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess she liked Connecticut enough to stick around.
Yeah.
For 2 whole movies.
She's used to colder temperatures, I feel like.
Yeah. The police call Julia Stiles.
Yeah,
And
and it's right after this like fencing match that Julia Stiles and her husband are at. They're watching their son
yeah.
do fencing.
Gunner.
Just absolute rich people activities.
I
right
mean,
here.
she takes a private jet to Moscow.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out if this was her. It probably is her jet because their house is insane.
Or maybe they rented a jet. But
something. But I don't think that like
I don't think the
missing children's whoever
I don't
hooks
think
that
they
up is like,
provide
hey,
that.
we'll fly you out in like a really cush jet.
Yeah.
I don't think that's happening.
No, she's getting like bottle service on the way to collect her child.
Yeah.
Who's been missing for 4 years.
Yes.
So I would presume that real Esther went missing when she was 5, and that current Lena is posing as 9-year-old Esther. Does
So
that
she's
seem
supposed
about?
to be 9?
I think so.
That seems right in terms of they would look different, you know? Like a kid ages a lot.
I know that this takes place 2 years before the original movie, and in the original movie, she is said to be 9.
Oh, for sure.
Yes. But I don't know if she's supposed to be 7 in this. That seems way too young.
Yeah.
So I think she probably just used 9 as her
think
go-to
so,
age,
yeah.
you know? Because also, they're talking about Esther, how she was before going missing, and it sounds like if she was 3, she wouldn't have had these personality traits and things. I think it makes more sense for a 5-year-old to go missing, big enough gap, 5 to 9, for there to be differences, but to still be like, you weren't like this before in some minor things,
to
you know?
start to have enough of a formed personality.
Yeah, so I feel like 5 to 9 is what we're working with here.
What's the husband's name and also the actor?
Alan. Alan, and then it's Russell Sutherland.
Okay, so Alan. Okay, got it. Just so I'm not like the dad the whole
Yeah,
time. Meanwhile, I'm calling her Julia Stiles.
I'm just calling her Julia Stiles. I don't know what her character's name is.
I don't either. She's
Trisha.
Julia Stiles.
That's right, Trisha. Yeah. Their house is a fucking Good thing she didn't imitate. Good thing she didn't find a missing poor kid.
It's amazing her and the original movie. She doesn't even pick the parents; they find her and adopt her. But she gets lucky both of these times.
And you think that the house in the first movie is sweet?
This house,
this is a fucking
Mike
castle.
Flanagan real estate property for sure.
It is enormous.
It's beautiful. Although I don't understand how only 3 people are living in that. I would be so paranoid.
I don't know how you handle the cobwebs.
I don't know how you keep it clean. I don't know how you heat it and or cool it.
Oh God.
I guess just like living in a house now, that's all I can think about now whenever I see something like that in a movie, like a gigantic house that just one family's living in. Get the fuck out of here.
And I don't even know he's an artist. Alan's an artist.
That's the best thing too, is I think if you're making this kind of horror movie specifically, like White Noise, I think of your characters should always have bullshit jobs and bullshit amounts of money. It just there's something about that I really like, and to me feels very cozy, where this character has like a kind of usually architect, but like some kind of aspirational job where we can see them working, but it's all kind of vague, or like an author, you know, and they just have fuck you money for some reason. They're insanely well.
Because I don't even know if she has a job. She runs charity events.
She does charity events.
Yeah, maybe that's how they're getting their money.
She's like she's a politics wife. She's like what Nancy Pelosi did when she was young.
Oh, did she do that before?
She was like, yeah, because her dad was in politics, and she would like throw fundraisers.
Oh, so like what, 120 years ago then? She's old.
Hey, want to talk to you about our sponsor this week, Dadgrass. So the weather forecast for where James and I live is going to be in the hundreds this week. 3 digits. It's disgusting. And for me, the combination of being really hot and really sweaty mixed with getting too high, no fun. Just not a good sensory experience. And that's where Dadgrass is here to help. Dadgrass is legal organic hemp that relaxes your body and mellows your mind. Easy to dose, and the effects come on really smooth. Basically, you get to enjoy all the effects of CBD while keeping a clear head. They've got a variety of products from smokable pre-rolled joints as well as hemp flower and a variety of CBD tincture drops. And the best part, all Dadgrass products are federally legal for ages 18 and over, and it ships right to your door anywhere in the United States. You can check out all their products at dadgrass.com/deadmeat. And right now, Dadgrass is offering our listeners 20% off your first order when you go to dadgrass.com/deadmeat. Go to dadgrass.com/deadmeat for 20% off your first order. One more time, that's dadgrass.com/deadmeat. Our next sponsor this week is Fume. Quitting nicotine is really, really hard. It's addictive for one, and two, there's something about smoking cigarettes that comes with this hand-to-mouth sensation that people have a really hard time kicking. If this sounds like you, that's why you've got to check out Fume. Fume is the natural inhaler designed for a better, safer, and more natural way to quit cigarettes. It's a no smoke, no vape, and no nicotine replacement for the hand-to-mouth habit of smoking. Fume are handcrafted wooden inhalers, and they use cores infused with plant oils studied to curb cravings. They've got flavors like peppermint with minty notes to simulate menthol cigarettes, and they have other flavors like cozy chai, I think is a new one, and lemon berry bliss for a sweeter experience. All their flavors are 100% natural. There's no harmful chemicals, no artificial flavors, and absolutely no nicotine. I don't smoke, but I've tried Fume myself just to see what it was like, and it's a very pleasant experience. I tried their peppermint cores, and I quite like it. So whether you're a smoker or ex-smoker who still struggles with cravings, Fume is the perfect tool for you. Head to breathefume.com/deadmeat and use the promo code DEADMEAT to save 10% off your entire order. That's 10% off your entire order when you head to breathefum.com/deadmeat and use the code DEADMEAT. By the way, when they fly back on this jet from Moscow, where they pick her up and Esther basically throws back just these tiny little plastic bottles of pop-off, I'm assuming.
It has to be fucking pop-off.
It's gotta be pop-off, dude, on this plane.
Yeah, she steals it from the flight attendant, goes in the bathroom, slams it.
She's just doing shooters in the bathroom.
And then she's doing
throws
her
a temper tantrum.
Freak out just like she did in the first one in the bathroom.
Oh, man.
Nice little throwback there.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
But yeah, Julia Stiles has picked up her kid, and we see before she leaves her that the dad is devastated. It's 4 years later, and he still can't watch his rich son fence.
Yeah, he still can't watch Gunnar fence because he's distracted by his missing kid.
Also, Gunnar, shouldn't his name be Stabber?
I won't cut that. I need to leave that
Thanks.
in. When they get to the airport, obviously the dad is overwhelmed with emotion.
Dude, you look like a little lady.
Yeah. Gunnar is immediately
it's like, sup.
Something's up. He just says sup. And Julia Stiles is like, okay, I think we can do better than that. Give your sister a fucking hug, Gunnar. And, it all just feels kind of off immediately. And I'm assuming, because I've seen the first Orphan movie, I'm like, oh, they maybe are already suspicious that this isn't their kid, or maybe the brother just has
maybe
sense
the brother is,
that this isn't his sister, right? So it's already kind of, Weird. I remember, so when they pull up to this house, which again is gigantic, it's like, Esther, I know that you're super murdered. I know that you love murdering whatever family ends up adopting you. You could just stick with, if you've got like a really good one like this, just, you don't have to murder everyone.
Although I guess, in like 2 or 3 years,
they're going to realize that she's not aging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to at least come up with an escape plan, but maybe let it ride for a little longer because like this place is dope.
Yeah.
You can just hang out.
Of course, her room has a creepy horror kid dollhouse.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
And when the floor grate with the rat friend that she makes.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is. I feel like so many horror children have dollhouses that are replicas of the house. Like Bly Manor. Mm-hmm. And she's not a child, but like Hereditary. Toni Collette's got her dollhouse that's a replica of their house. Mm-hmm. Oh, we've got that. She has the Glory of Love record in her room from the first movie. That's the song that Esther is singing.
Does she sing it in the first movie? I know that's in the alternate ending that everyone always fucking talks about.
Oh, I didn't know there was an alternate ending.
There's an alternate ending where Esther doesn't get killed in the pond. Mm-hmm. She like knocks out Vera Farmiga and the house is on fire and the cops arrive and she like puts on her fucking ribbons again and walks down the stairs and is like, "Hello, cops, I am small child." And it ends with like it being like, is she gonna get away with it?
Oh.
So everyone always fucking talks about that alternate ending. The ending of this movie, I think, is a nod to that because it's in a burning building.
For sure.
And she's walking through it. But yeah, I know that the song is in that alternate ending. I can't remember where it is in the original movie, but
I think
it's definitely
I swear
connecting.
she's like humming it or singing it.
Maybe.
They do already have a therapist just lined up. They're ready. They've got the child therapist.
Well, it was her previous therapist.
Yeah,
too.
She was seeing her beforehand. And there's this other kid in the office. And it is always funny watching Esther interact with like actual children.
Real children, yeah.
Especially in this movie. Because unlike the first one, she's not a real child anymore.
Yeah.
So what she does is she like goes into this side office to spy on her mom with the therapist because she's already had an appointment with the child therapist, and the therapist is like, "Yeah, your kid's sus. I don't know how else to tell you, but something's weird here."
She's like, "I have this new parrot, and she addressed it with the name of my old macaw that
looks different and
looks entirely different."
I don't know. I just think if she was a little kid, I don't know if that is something where I'd be like, "You're not the same child."
Well, I
just wouldn't jump to that conclusion.
Well, what? Macaws look different?
Like a macaw?
Macaw, I'm sorry. I don't know birds.
Macaw's like a parrot, and then the one that's in there is like a cockatoo, I think.
In the movie, they say all macaws are parrots, not all parrots are macaws. Don't they say that in the movie?
Yeah.
That wasn't a Reddit comment I read? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, okay, you're right. I assume that a macaw would look way different than like...
No, I just think if you have childhood memories of a bird...
Yeah.
And the more suspicious thing is, she has a Russian accent now.
Yeah, which they do address.
They do address.
So she has an accent now.
And Julia Stiles is like, I mean, with what she went through, which, by the way, they still don't know details of because Esther is cagey about it.
Yeah,
they're assuming is because of some kind of trauma when we know it's because it's Esther.
Well, yeah, Esther tells the therapist, she's like, "Mommy wants me to talk about what happened.
I don't want to.
I'm not ready." We find out that she learned the Blacklight trick that is just this weird garnishing on the first movie. Here, from Alan,
the
rich artist,
painter dad.
He makes paintings and then uses blacklights to add another layer of painting to it. And you turn on the blacklight and there's like more to the picture. Which, would that work, artist?
Yeah, it would work.
Okay.
I mean, it works because you can see, it's not like when the actual lights are on, the blacklight's totally invisible. Like you can tell they actually painted these. I think it's all real. Mm-hmm. They're just a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
he's cramming as much as he can into that
expensive.
frame. Yeah. well, to afford that house.
Yeah,
but I'm glad that they're like, yeah, this is where she learned this thing. That's like,
yeah, again, it's a thing where you don't need to have seen that first movie, but
yeah,
it's kind of fun.
But both movies use the blacklight thing as the title card,
the motif of the
yeah. And we were listening to We Hate Movies cover this, and they're like, why the fuck is that part of the title card?
Yeah, it doesn't come into play until
and it doesn't matter, like whatever. But it's a fun thing to give it more import because of the prequel.
Yeah, and then she draws Daddy with charcoal.
Oh yeah,
she spends extra time on the lips.
She fucking puts her fingers to the charcoal lips and then puts them to herself.
Just screaming no.
And this house is so big it wraps around. So Julia Stiles is in like the kitchen, looking out the window,
drinking and glaring at her husband
because she's looking into the window of the art studio because like it just horseshoes around. It's so large.
I feel like the house in the first one kind of did that too, where it was so big that characters could stand in different parts of it and basically spy on other members of the family.
Yeah, the first one had a greenhouse too. This one probably does. We just didn't get to it.
Yeah, right. They've got some kind of like fancy plant house on the property somewhere, or just a gardener that lives in his own shack who we never meet because we don't have to.
Yeah.
There's also
detective.
The detective, yep. After they leave the therapy appointment, we see this detective who's taking photos, and so this detective is suspicious too. He feels like something's not quite right here. I wonder, like, why? Because I kind of want to know more about, like, what did he think was going on this whole time?
Well, I think he was, I don't know. He was dealing with the case of Esther going missing.
I think he kind of, his pet theory was what the eventual twist is. Mm-hmm. And that's why.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
In any case, he's very confused and wants more details about Esther's return.
Right.
Because I'm sure it's exceedingly rare for a child who's been missing for 4 years to return
back up,
with an accent.
Esther finds the real Esther's old diary, jackpot. So she's practicing and reading some material. Old memories and stuff, and is practicing her voice. Just felt like me trying to do voice practice.
Yeah, oh, mommy.
Hello, daddy.
Daddy.
No, thank you, mommy.
At one point, she almost runs away. What prompts that?
I mean, I think it's just she is just used this to get out of Eastern Europe. I don't think she was ever planning on staying here.
Well, she goes to leave. She's like outside on her way out, and then she looks back and she sees Daddy painting.
Yeah, and then she kind of decides to stay.
Well, she's got the hots for it.
I think she just wants to.
She's too horny for Daddy.
Yeah. I think that's honestly the motivation here, which is what makes her an even more. I don't know, just this fucking character, man.
Because she like says goodbye to her rat friend. She's like, all right, see ya. Leaves and then like gets horned up for Daddy and then comes back and is like, I guess I'm staying.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for her, she has to watch. Ever since her return, Daddy's been more into Mommy, and they've been fucking not quite as much as the couple from the first one,
dude,
who have sex fucking doggy style in their open floor
concept
kitchen.
The house in the first movie is, we've got no walls, baby. It's open concept. You can hear what everyone's doing in that house. And that includes if you're going to fuck over the counter in the kitchen.
Dude,
everyone can hear it.
He bends her over and basically licks his hand.
It's outrageous. This movie, they're about to go to like a gala, and so Daddy's wearing a fucking magician tuxedo.
Yeah, he is.
And Julia Stiles pulls his pants down. She puts her hands down his boxers.
There is a shot of Julia Stiles grabbing cock.
She gets a handful.
Her hand is in them boxers, dude. And I don't know if that guy had a cup or if Julia Stiles just fucking went for it.
Yeah. But he's still got the tuxedo top on.
Yeah.
It's upsetting. The little bow tie and everything. It's not even a black, like a tie. It's a bow tie. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, they're about to leave and there's like foreboding piano tones, and then it turns out Esther is just sitting there.
Esther's just sitting there plunking the same key.
That got a huge laugh out of me.
Yeah, so they're going to this gala, and they tell Gunnar, okay, watch your sister, don't be an idiot while we're gone. So, of course, he has a party. It's 2007, so he has a polo shirt on under this jacket, and we're listening to this, like, I don't know what, this music just sounded very 2000s to me.
It did, yeah.
Like a, not quite Jimmy Eat World, but like a...
Yeah, because Gunnar's got these, like, fuck off friends. They're, like, rich idiot friends who, like, pull up in their giant Hummer or whatever and are, like, just being loud and obnoxious. And this movie, you're right, takes place in 2007. I forget that most of the time, except for this party scene where I'm like, oh, yeah,
or
decent
anytime
job.
someone has a phone out.
Oh, true, yeah.
Other than that, it's basically the same.
But Esther comes out, and he's like, this isn't your scene, which is hilarious.
He goes, this isn't your scene, Esther. Go back inside.
Yeah, he's like, why don't you go back inside? And she's like, why don't you go fuck yourself?
And oops, the detective is here.
Hilarious line from him. He's like, you can smell the weed from the street.
You can smell the weed from the street. Gunnar just stumbling like, That's not what the detective's here for.
No, but detective, under the ruse of using the bathroom, goes and snoops around, and he takes Esther's record so he can get her
it's got her fingerprints on it.
Yeah.
After this gala, when mom and dad come home, Julia Stiles is snooping around, and she finds Esther's book that she carries around in the first movie too.
Her old Bible with the Sarn Institute in the back.
Falling apart Bible.
Mm-hmm. And then the shower's running, and Julia Stiles checks it, and it's an empty shower. Yep. Esther's gone.
Esther's gone. She was using the shower as a ruse. And while she's flipping through the Bible, she finds that Esther has written down the detective's address.
Yes.
So she puts together, oh, fuck, Esther's going after this detective, because the detective's been kind of hovering this whole movie. He shows up in the middle of dinner at one point, so there's something going on. And Julia Stiles, runs off after her. So now
Detective's at home. He's got those fingerprints. He compares them to the fingerprints of OG
Real
Esther.
They don't match.
Don't match. It's not a match.
Not a match.
And he's right when he makes that realization, he's like, if you're not Esther, who are you? Gets stabbed.
Yeah, Esther stabs the fuck out with his charcuterie knife that he was cutting stuff with.
Oh yeah, he was like cutting cheese, and then he like
stabs it into the cutting board.
Can't
you
be good
can't
for the
do
knife,
that, right?
Yeah.
He does it with. He's probably been drinking already.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. I do like the very brief moment of collecting fingerprints ASMR. There's some nice like tape sounds and dusting sounds. It's very pleasant.
So she stabs him, and she's like, how did you know I'm not Esther? Her own mommy doesn't even know. And he's like, yeah, she did.
Yeah, she knows.
And then he gets shot.
Yeah. What?
And then he gets shot a bunch. Julia Stiles is there with a gun. She shoots the fuck out of this detective. Esther turns to her and says, Mommy!
Mommy! And then Julia Stiles goes, the fuck are you looking at? And this is when we stopped the movie and collected ourselves and rewound it, because it all happens really fast.
And then right after that, it cuts to them sitting together, and Julia Stiles like, so let me get this straight.
You're a grown-ass woman? Yeah, I love it. They are fully, I like how it's not even that far. It's like maybe halfway through the movie.
Yeah,
but
half.
I like that now we are just on an even playing field here. These two know what's up. They are equals, and it's such a great setup for the rest of this.
Because as we learn, Gunnar accidentally killed real Esther, and Julia Stiles helped cover up, without the husband knowing, helped cover up the body.
Yep.
And so...
And framed it as our child went missing. So this whole time, the dad just has thought their kid went missing. And that's why in the beginning, Julia Stiles is like, hey, how about we get the fuck over it, please?
Yeah.
Yeah. And also why she goads Gunnar at the airport to like, hey, be more fucking excited that your sister's home. Like, give her a hug, because they've been covering
So
this
they've known this whole time that that's not really their daughter.
They have known this whole time that Esther is just a random person, and it's amazing.
It makes me want to watch it again, knowing that.
It does make me want to watch it.
Because it'll make all of Julia Stiles and Gunnar's like reactions and stuff. It'll just give them so much more context.
But the craziest thing too is, for Julia Stiles, it's like weird enough that this kid shows up, claiming to be her kid. But then it's like, wait, and also you're 33 years old. It's so great. And Julia Stiles has some of the best dialogue I've heard in a minute in this movie. She says, if you think I'm going to let some psycho dwarf ruin our plans, you've got another thing coming. We came over on the Mayflower and we matter. So it sounds like they are basically, she at least is like a Daughters of the not Revolution, but like Daughters of the Mayflower. Where like some people take that very seriously. There's like ancestry groups.
Well, later Gunner's yelling at Esther and he's like, this is America. People like me matter.
Like me matter. It's so great.
Yeah, this fucking twist is so fun.
Yeah, and it unlocks the best dialogue in this second half of the movie. Yeah, from both Julia Stiles and Gunner, like you said.
Yeah, because they're just toying with Esther because they're like, okay, if like you have to keep playing this part because if not, we'll tell fucking immigration and we'll get you deported and sent back to Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna fucking play this part and help us cover up this murder.
She even says it basically is a mutually beneficial arrangement.
I like them dragging the detective's body through the snow together. In contrast to in the first movie, Esther has to drag the nun's body by herself because the little kid doesn't want to help.
We cut to the scene in the backyard where Gunner is showing his dad how to use a crossbow, which is a weird thing. And so we all know that crossbow is coming back because what are we doing if not? So they're doing target practice. And man, this poor fucking guy, dude. This is one of the saddest men.
And that's the other great thing is that first movie is Vera Farmiga figures out pretty soon that something's wrong with Esther, and Esther gaslights her and tricks the dad especially into believing her and like taking her side over Vera Farmiga. And the first half of this movie, you're like, oh, are we getting the same thing? Because like the mom seems a little suspicious. So what's going on with this?
She's basically a totally different person to the dad than she is to the mom.
Yeah, but in this movie instead, the mom ends up being a villain and the dad is the sympathetic one, and you're just like, this poor man. He's lost his daughter.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know.
He has this secret there's this whole secret conspiracy basically within his family he doesn't know about. It sucks.
So
it sucks, yeah.
Yeah, one of the most enjoyable parts about the second half of this movie is just the back and forth between Esther and Julia Stiles, and they're sniping at each other.
Yeah.
And like Julia Stiles cooks like a lamb dinner.
Oh my God, this was the funniest. This is one of my favorite things.
And then she's like, well, Esther, I remember that you didn't like this, so I made your favorite. And it's fucking Kraft mac and cheese with hot dog slices
slice of hot dogs.
in it.
And the way she serves it to her is just full of so much fucking hate. It's the pettiest shit I've ever seen. It's so goddamn funny.
And I saw some comments being like, I think this movie tries to make Esther too sympathetic, and they've compared it to Don't Breathe 2.
No.
But like the thing is, the tone of those movies are so different.
Yeah.
Where Don't Breathe 2 is like this serious like you know, this guy is doing this good thing even though he used to be a bad guy, and like maybe he's redeemed himself. This is just fucking camp.
This is just
like, you root for Esther, but like she's still a bad guy.
Yeah, it's because she has a foil. It's not because this character is there to make Esther look like a better person in comparison. It's just, no, she's kind of met her match.
Yeah,
almost.
I'm not rooting for Esther to succeed.
No, I'm rooting for her because it's entertaining, and
I'm just enjoying both of them fucking with each other, you know?
Yeah, for sure. My favorite thing, too, is around this point in the movie, they go back to the therapist, and because now Julia Stiles and Esther on the same page, basically. And
she's like coached her on how to be Esther.
To like, here's like some memories that you should have. So they go to the therapist, and the very last time we see the therapist is her just being like, well, this is all fine. I'm going to go to lunch now.
Yeah.
See ya.
And I thought that therapist was dead for sure. Mm-hmm. Nope. She just signs off on, she's like, oh, this was a lot of details that you're bringing up, but that seems all good to me.
Like, right. Still weird you have an accent, but whatever. I don't get paid enough for this. There's a scene where Esther's in her room and Gunner comes in and is like, this isn't your room. It's my dead sister's room. I fucking own you. And then she slaps him, and that's when he gives this is America. People like me matter.
And he's like, if you try that again, I'll fucking kill you. And then she just slaps him again. He's like...
Oh, by the way, the other reason besides it being very petty and very funny that she gives her mac and cheese is because there's poison in it.
Yeah, is it poison? I guess it's poison. I thought it was like a sleeping pill.
I thought it might have been like a sleeping or something.
But Esther takes it upstairs and gives it to her rat friend, and the rat dies.
Yeah.
Maybe the rat would die from a human amount of sleeping pills, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But then Esther takes that dead rat and puts it in her mom's smoothie the next morning. Mom fucking drinks it.
She goes, Mommy, I made this just for you. And it's this whole scene where Mommy's like, no, I'm good. I'm actually not very hungry, and I would rather just make my own smoothie. Thank you. And Daddy's sitting there like, no, oh, come on, like, try. She made you a smoothie. And so she can't not drink it.
She like sips it and then goes to the sink and there's a fucking dead rat.
She puts it down the garbage disposal.
She puts the rat down the garbage disposal and turns it on its tail.
Flying around.
Oh, man. I even think it doesn't match cross dissolve from it into like a spiral architecture or something? I think so.
I hope so. I hope so.
I forget. Oh, yeah. Like, they have a party where they're like, Esther, you better pretend to be Esther for all these other people who are going to come and check you out. And Esther's like playing the piano and Gunner's all pissed off about it. So at the dinner scene, when she leaves, Gunner is like, I don't know, she's probably just tired from playing the piano.
Yeah. There's some more daddy painting time. I feel like this is some of the only time that Esther is actually enjoying herself.
Yeah, she like really does like the dad a lot. She's like real horned up for the dad. Really, and this is when Julia Stiles, because she was like, I don't know why you stuck around with us instead of just robbing us, but now that you're here. But now she looks through the window again. She's like, oh,
you want to fuck my husband.
Yeah, so
and
after...
She points out rightfully it would be insane for the dad to want to fuck her because...
all the reasons.
So
many reasons.
And then also she says, even if you said that you weren't the daughter, oh, what, surprise, I'm not your daughter, I'm a mutant grifter.
And then she's like, I'm gonna go upstairs and fuck my husband.
Yeah. Fuck. It's so... Julia Stiles.
So good.
Yeah.
Because, the first half I'm like, she seems kind of like cold.
Yeah. I was like, I can't tell what this performance is, but now in retrospect, this might be a fun one to rewatch.
For sure.
Knowing
just
all
Ice
this.
Queen Julia Stiles.
Yeah.
Just so bitchy to Esther. It's so...
Oh, man. So Daddy's got to leave town to do some, like, go to some art thing, gallery.
Yeah.
He has, again... Every bullshit movie job, you are carrying around one of those tubes for your portfolio.
Yeah, Comic-Con posters.
Yeah, like an Invisible Man. I think she's carrying around those tubes the whole time. Mm-hmm.
So he's like, they're at the train station, and Esther
tries to push
both of them,
the brother and the mom,
brother and Julia Stiles onto the track, but some random guy walks into her and is like, oh, watch where you're going. Mm-hmm. And Julia Stiles grabs her and is like, you think you can fucking kill me?
Yeah, and they get into a train station fight. They're just running after each other. They're all just trying to basically kill each other in this train station.
Esther runs away from them and gets in their fucking Range Rover.
In the Range Rover.
Locks the door and takes off.
She flips off Julia Stiles and drives away, and there's a whole scene of
her like putting on lipstick.
She puts on lipstick
and sunglasses.
Starts smoking a cigarette, and she's listening to She's a Maniac.
And she gets pulled over because obviously the car was reported as stolen.
Yeah.
She tries to play it off.
And she's like a child driving a car.
Also, she looks like a child driving a car. Yeah.
And the mom basically tells the cop a sob story. Like, this is why it's been so hard having her around, and doesn't she suck so much? And as soon as the cop leaves, her and the brother are like, yeah, it's time to just fucking kill Esther.
Yeah, we gotta make it like,
we gotta do this. We're gonna stage a suicide. Like, this sucks. Sorry, Dad's gonna be real sad, but we'll deal with it. Yeah, they try to stage a suicide by slitting her wrists, but Esther spits in Julia Stiles' face before.
It's a glob of spit.
It's real nasty. Gunner then basically throws her down the stairs. And I'm assuming that this is how he originally accidentally killed.
Because this is when he seems like real shooken up about it, and Julia Stiles almost seems like a fucking again.
Yeah, she's kind of like, oh, great. Yeah. So I think that's what happened originally.
Yeah, and the whole thing, Julia Stiles' whole thing when she revealed the big twist, she's like, my son accidentally killed my daughter. I'm not going to lose both kids. So that's why I covered up the murder. And like, I know that this is a contentious thing with a lot of people having very strong opinions about it. But is this basically
JonBenet
Ramsey?
It's a very popular theory.
Yeah.
I won't get into any of that because it's very contentious. And
Sure.
I'm
yeah.
not going to say what I think about it either way because I don't think it's super relevant. But yes, that is a very popular theory.
That it was the brother and then the parents covered up for it.
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they have her back and she's, tosses her down the stairs, but then she disappears like she's Michael Myers. So it's basically a let's find and kill Esther. And of course, the fuckboy Gunner is like, I know the trick. And he gets his fencing sword.
Yep. I like that he puts on the helmet and then goes, no, and just takes it off. Because it would be very dweeby of him.
I was trying to figure out if it was a foil, an épée, or a saber. I couldn't tell.
I don't know. It's a pirate. It's a Captain Hook sword. I don't know. It's like a Errol Flynn sword.
Yeah.
Just a pointy stick. Oh, Daddy's coming home, by the way.
Oh, yeah, he called and he heard...
Because the police called him and were like, hey, your kid was driving a Range Rover down the freeway.
So he's like, I guess I'm going to come home and check on my kid.
Now. Even though Gunner was going to go fence her to death, she found that crossbow from earlier and shoots him and then stabs the shit out of him. Holy fuck.
Yeah, with his
holy fuck.
Fencing sword.
And that's when her and Julia Stiles get into a kitchen fight. There's a lot happening. The stove gets turned on, of course.
Yep. Fire starts spreading. Yep. Julia Stiles real sad about her fuckboy son getting killed.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes.
They wind up upstairs
on the roof.
or the third floor, the fourth floor, or whatever of this mansion.
Yeah.
And they're on the roof chasing each other. Fun little roof chase scene.
Yeah.
The knife loses, and they end up both hanging from the fucking gutters.
Yeah. So
and that's when Daddy gets home.
Not realizing.
I like how we said at the beginning we're not going to call him Daddy the whole time.
He's Daddy. Sorry. He pulls up, not realizing Gunner's dead. He just sees the two of them and is like, okay, I gotta go find Gunner. So he runs into the house. Mm-hmm. So he also ends up on the roof, and basically it's a, who are you gonna choose?
Yeah, he gets out to the roof, and they're both hanging, and Julia Stiles is like, she's not Esther, she's a grown-ass woman pretending to be Esther. Like, that's a lot to take in. And then he's like trying to help both of them, and then Julia Stiles falls, and her head hits like a fucking curb and splatters.
Yep.
Julia Stiles just dies from falling off.
She just falls, yeah.
Didn't expect that.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Yep.
Her head just fucking pops like a zit.
Yeah,
it's so
disgusting.
Gross. And then he pulls up Esther, and they hug, and she's so happy.
And it's just this poor guy.
And then
that's all you can think.
And then her fucking...
Yes, because he's grabbing her face like, oh my God, I'm so happy you're alive. But then he pops out her fake teeth.
Come out because she has nasty, like gross
yellow
teeth
adult
underneath.
Teeth
yeah,
under
she's
there.
been using fake teeth to pose as a kid. So her fake teeth come out.
He just goes, who the fuck are you? So then she pushes him, and he's...
I don't even know if she pushes him. I think it's a weird struggle, and he falls.
Okay.
I don't think, because I think she probably thinks I can save this and fuck this guy.
Yeah, I could. This is still salvageable.
But he just falls, and he dies right next to Julia Stiles, and I feel so bad because in the first movie, like, the husband gets killed, but that guy was kind of an asshole. I don't care what all the comments say.
No, fuck that guy.
So many people.
And it's also, it's a horror movie. I'm sorry. I'm allowed to be excited that guy gets murdered.
So many people are like, you're too hard on the husband. Why would he believe that this? And I'm like, you gotta listen to your wife at a certain point. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
also, he's a nasty. He cheated on her and stuff. Right?
10 years prior. Yeah.
There's a lot of things he does in that movie that, like, no, fuck him. You're supposed to want him to die, I think.
Sure, yeah. But Vera Farmiga survives, thankfully.
Yes.
This poor guy goes through so much, and then he falls and dies. And I'm like, I know it had to be that way because it's a prequel, but I still feel so bad for the poor guy.
He had it rough, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks.
She grabs all her stuff and leaves and walks out through this burning house that no way. It would be so hot.
Her internal organs would be...
She would be cooked.
Yes. It'd be 165 degrees at least internally.
Yeah,
but she just walks through it
fine.
and fuck it. I'm not mad.
She's going to the adoption agency in this ending that is, I think, a pretty good homage to Psycho.
Oh yeah,
Because
the framing of it.
It's the framing of it, and it's kind of this slow zoom on Esther while the therapist and the police, I think, are talking about her, and they're like, oh, what's gonna happen to her? And they're almost doing like a psychoanalysis of her, and that's when Esther looks up and kind of smiles. I think it's an homage to that ending.
Mm-hmm. And it links directly into the next one because they're like, we found a great orphanage for her to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, I want a third one.
I do, yeah.
Esther, I think it's so good because, that first movie had its fans. I think that for whatever reason, it's been more popular lately, and they made this prequel, and I think there was a lot of skepticism about this prequel being made, given the age of Isabelle Fuhrman, and just like, what are we doing? I think the prequel won most people over. I think fans and critics can both appreciate it for what it is. And I think this solidifies Esther. I think after that first movie, Esther's already an all-timer.
Yeah.
But I think with a sequel, that's how you really get yourself in the horror hall of fame.
Yeah.
So I hope we get at least one more just to really drive in that Esther is a fucking fantastic... Because there aren't enough female horror villains that are, like, iconic.
Yeah.
And to have one just like so well acted and so ruthless and so fun in this campy movie, it's great. I'm so happy.
I think a sequel to the first one would be good, because then do we get Vera Farmiga back?
Right? Bring her back.
Bring her back.
Do it.
I don't know what the plot would be.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't everyone know after that first movie that she is not a kid?
I don't know, because the house burns down, so any evidence probably...
Yeah, Vera Farmiga's alive.
Yeah, but she's a drunk. That's the whole thing with the first movie.
That's
is like,
true.
I mean, I guess the kid.
Would it be like a Chucky and Chucky 2 scenario where
it's institutionalized?
Yeah,
or whatever?
the mom, we don't see her at all in that second one because, granted, there's a pretty big gulf between this was an imposter and this doll was literally alive and trying to kill us. So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't care. I hope they figure out a way to make it happen, because I think everyone's on board now. I think everyone's on the Orphan train.
Yeah.
Toot toot.
Toot toot. Yes. Love it. Great.
Yeah.
That's that.
That's that. I know we've done a lot of movie reviews, and I know that some people want other things, but like, one, I think a lot of people are enjoying the movie reviews.
I've been enjoying doing movie reviews, especially of newer stuff, because it gives me an excuse to stay up, like, stay current.
Yeah.
So.
And then also, you've been focusing a lot on your voice acting, and that's going really well.
I've got other stuff going on too. So
so
I'm sorry people don't love the reviews as much, but it's made
I think
my
they
schedule
do.
a lot easier.
I just think people are like, those research episodes. But like, those are so much work, and you've been really like, I think all your work on the voice acting is paying off. So keep doing what you're doing. And just apologies for the reason. It's fine. We'll eventually one day have one, but maybe a game or something, or another review, whatever.
Figure it out.
It's a fun. You get to hang out with us either way. Isn't that good enough? When's this come out? This Wednesday? Mm-hmm. Okay, so this will be before the X kill count. So tune in for that on Friday to see me in a mustache.
I guess until next time, what's your social media?
Yeah, it's Dead Meat James on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
And I'm at Carebeck, CREVECC on Twitter and Instagram. And if you want merch, debbingstore.com.
Also, just so mad that you're still not verified on Twitter. It's bullshit.
Yeah, I got rejected again yesterday. I don't get it. And it's like such a first world problem.
It is.
But it's also like this would help me professionally problem. Mm-hmm. So it's
just there are people with less than 1,000 followers who are verified. And we were on Michigan radio.
We were on public radio, dude. I don't know. I don't get it.
Start a hashtag, folk. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Well, until next time, I'm Chelsea.
And I'm James.
And this has been the Dead Meat Podcast.